man, 3-time Super Bowl champion. I just want to give you a shout out to the YouTube channel, Micro Mike, man.
Eddie Murray, former Detroit Lion. Make sure you watch Micro Mike on YouTube.
Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron. Big shout out to Micro Mike and YouTube channel, man.
Keep on talking everything Detroit Lions, and I just got to remind you, man, happy wife, happy life.
Hey, what's going on, Pride Nation, and welcome to Sunday's Q&A session. Hey, where this, guys, is all about you and running the show from your perspective, where if you got questions, folks, hey, I may have some answers, but who knows. But before we get into the main topic, the main show of the Q&A, if you've not hit that like button, smash that like button so we can get to, possibly, it'd be nice to get to 100 likes, but we will see this going forward. 9 drinks, I see you all in the building. But the more likes you get, the more chance that this thing gets out there. And shout out to everybody on Twitch, on Twitter, on Facebook, on the 10 platforms right now. This is not just YouTube, but everywhere streaming this, and you can get your Lions content. So shout out to Motor City Sports Talk on Twitter there. We got Eric. What's up going on, Eric? Alan Dana, Adam Carver, 9 drinks, hashtag Lions. Welcome to the chat, and when you guys start coming in, we'll get into it. And as Rams House as well, welcome to the Lions Sunday 11 a.m. Q&A session where we're just going to have some fun. So if you want your questions answered, you got to help me out, and it's simple. You just got to go ahead and do a hashtag something, because that's how I see it. So this is like a mailbag Q&A, so do hashtag Lions, hashtag One Pride. Heck, you can do hashtag with the word hashtag. As long as I can see it, I can do it and answer it and go from there. We got Justin May, the rapper, jumping in here. He says, obsessed Detroit Lions fan. Hey, we appreciate that because we're obsessed all over here as well. And Tony Smith, welcome. So let's talk about some observations before the questions comes in. There's a couple observations that was taking place. First off, we're definitely going to be a running football team, but we're going to pass the running backs quite a bit. That's awesome because we're going to utilize the skill set of Jamal Williams as well as DeAndre Swift, and that's important. We need to make Swift a main focal point of this offense, and for me, with such a talented running back, we got to utilize that, right? And so that's going to be awesome going forward and watching Anthony Lynn distribute the football to the running backs because, I'm not giving up on him either, Eric, no doubt about it. Hashtag what's poppin'? Hey, what's going on, yayo? Welcome in here. We're just doing some Q&A, so if you got questions, let me know, man. Hashtag, as you all know. But we got to utilize these players that we do have and the strengths of the team. Right now, the strengths is the running back. It's not the wide receivers like we see in the past. So what we can do? We can run the football and pass the running backs. Makes a lot of sense. And we got a stout offensive line. Utilize that skill set. And TJ Hockenson just killing it right now. And I absolutely love it. But a bad observation is the linebacking core is getting ate up, tore up from the floor up. And we don't want to watch that like we seen last year. And that's going to be an issue here. And can the Lions actually stop other running backs? It's right now we're not stopping our own running back, so it's a definitely a wait and see approach. Still a little issue on that. The safety position, that's worrisome for sure. But Will Harris did make a play. We'll see going forward. And Todd Gurley, we're waiting on Todd Gurley. Is he ever going to sign or is he not going to sign? The waiting is getting old a little bit for sure. And at some point, we just got to be able to have this thing going here. Okay, we got some questions coming in, and we're going to send them right now. I think Jared Goff will lead Detroit to 9 wins. The team will overachieve due to the talent upgrade, and I think the line, both sides will perform. Secondary question mark, though. Yeah, secondary is definitely the issue here. It would be nice to get to 9 wins. I still think 6 wins looks about right to me, Tony. Again, the linebacking core and the secondary is a little bit of an issue, and we have a very tough schedule. But, hey, everyone's to his own. If we can win 9 wins, that would be fantastic. I would absolutely love it. I still think I'm going to keep it real at 6 wins for my projection. Can the Lions win 8 games with the run game? They could, Mike. They could definitely do that. Again, I'm still predicting a 6-win season, but there's a couple things that could change that. Aaron Rodgers, if he's no longer in the division, that definitely can change the trajectory and maybe get another win there for sure. Maybe the defense performs a lot better than we think they're going to perform. That's a possibility. Maybe Jared Goff performs even better than what majority of the fans think. It's possible. Still, I'm keeping a lower expectation here when it comes to wins versus losses. Flowers may be slow at that position. It's possible, Eric, too. We don't know what's going to happen with Flowers. You know, is he going to pick it up? Is he not going to pick it up? And if he doesn't pick it up, it just hurts us even more. But if he picks it up, it can help. And we don't really know right now. All we've seen is minicamp and not a whole lot of physicality. And when you don't have physicality, you don't really know what's going on. Thoughts on the Jared Goff trade? I love the trade. And to me, this is a win-win situation for the Detroit Lions. First off, Matthew Stafford was 33 years old with 2 broken backs in 2 years. That's not good for a longevity of a quarterback. We traded him to L.A. We get 2 first-round picks, a third-round pick, and a 26-year-old Jared Goff who's won playoff games and been to a Super Bowl. If Jared Goff doesn't work out, who cares? We got first-round picks to select a quarterback next year or the year following. That's the fantastic. We'll have the ammunition to go up and get said quarterback that could be the quarterback of the future. If he works out, that's fantastic. That means we just killed the trade. If he is the long-term solution there, you just got younger at quarterback, and you don't have to waste another first-round pick on a quarterback. So, to me, it's a win-win. And I actually watched a video of Motor City Sports Talk, shout out to him, where people's been giving him grief about, you know, the Jared Goff thing and everything. To each his own. Everyone has their opinions, but to just downgrade on somebody because they don't agree with you or you don't agree with them is just, it doesn't make a lot of sense. We all have different opinions. So every Detroit Lions, well, majority of the Lions YouTubers out there, they want the Lions to win for sure. You spend time on it. Motor City Sports Talk makes a couple videos a day. He's a Lions fan. Of course he wants the Lions to win. He just doesn't believe it's going to possibly happen, kind of like me. He is a little bit slower there. So let's not get too crazy on other YouTubers out there. Do you think Bolden makes the team as a slot wide receiver / returner? Big Wes, I actually do think he's going to make the team. It looks like he's going to be the number 5 spot there. Just looking at it right now and how he's portraying it in OTAs and minicamp, if he can keep it up, hey, we got a young guy that could potentially, you know, make a impact for us. And that's important to when you're building a team and when you're building a transition like we are. We lost a lot of quality wide receivers. Can the young guys step up? That is the important of scouting, the important of drafting. That's something that we haven't seen in a long time in Detroit, is having players who are able to fill in for others that you let go. I mean, how could you possibly really build a football team when you have to just rely on first-round picks and second-round picks? So it's awesome that Anquan Bolden, a young guy, he's not his first year. He's been on other teams. If he can come in and contribute, make an impact, that's awesome. And I think he probably does make the number 5 spot. Again, if you want your questions answered, do a hashtag. It's easy for me to see. Can Swift get over 1,000 rushing yards? Crazy Lions fan, one pride all day. I don't think I've seen you in here, and if so, hey, appreciate you. So when it comes to Swift, it just depends. Are we going to get Todd Gurley? If they get Todd Gurley, I think it lessens for sure regarding the accountability to get to 1,000 yards. If they don't, I think it's very possible because we're going to be running the football quite a bit. So, well, yet remains to be seen. If they get Todd Gurley, I say under. If they don't get Todd Gurley and they leave the running back the way it is, I say just a little bit over 1,000 yards. Very possible. Literally had this pop-up autoplay to hear the guy who took my wrench for disagreeing with him talk not getting hurt over. Ironic, don't you think? I did not take your wrench away for disagreeing. Me and you possibly disagree. I did not take your wrench away for that at all. And has nothing to do with that. I actually took probably 95% of the wrenches away. So, Funky, I have no issue with you or anything else. It is good to disagree and keep people on a perspective. So, if you're upset about it, hey, to each his own. Let's see here. Coach Campbell said they like Todd Gurley, but it comes when the Lions terms. Now I ask you, is the same old Lions? No, SW Lion. This is not the same old Lions. When it comes to getting a veteran back, you understand our running back room right now is extremely old right now, okay? Extremely young. You got second year DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams, and we just got Jermar Jefferson. So why not get somebody with some veteran experience? Now, he's not that old. He's only 26, but he would be a third down back to get those crucial touchdowns in the third and goal, say. I am not clueless. Not gonna get into an argument here. We disagree on things, and that's perfectly fine. So I think it would be a positive move to get Todd Gurley. I actually would like to acquire him on a decent contract for sure. Do you think Swift gets 1,500 total yards this season for a good year? I think it definitely could be when it comes to the passing for sure. Passing yards is what we're going to see a lot from Jared Goff to DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams. He's going to be utilized. We've seen it in minicamp. We've seen it in the camps that they've done, the OTAs, is they're passing a lot to the running backs. And again, Anthony Lynn, the offensive coordinator, and he is a run. He loves the running back position. So for sure, when it comes to that, I think it's very possible, 100% possibility. And I think Swift would be a breakout candidate for the Detroit Lions going forward. I'm hoping Julian Akwara could break out studs so we can drop Flowers sooner rather than later. I'm 100% with you. We really need him to break out. And for him to, we invested a high draft pick on him last year. So if he can stay healthy, that would definitely help the linebacking core. And again, you're replacing a veteran who costs a lot of money. That's the whole point in drafting, is you let the expensive guys go, and the young guys that you draft can replace their production. So 100%. And that's how you build a winning franchise, for sure. If I miss your question, just repost it with the hashtag. If we can sign Gurley, do you think we pay him less than running back 1 or 2? I'm starting to think that they're kind of lowballing him right now, and I think that's the situation going on with Todd Gurley. Is they kind of underpaying him or a contract for what he wants, and I think that's why he went to Baltimore Ravens, maybe to see what other teams value him at. And I definitely think it will be a running back 3 type of money. He's not going to get paid an extravagant amount, because if he would have been signed already, i.e. by Detroit and or the Baltimore Ravens. Ooh, this is a great question by Delusional Detroit Lions fan here. Over and under on Hawkinson having 8 touchdowns this year. I say over. I think he's getting targeted quite a bit, and it is important for the Detroit Lions and Jared Goff to feed him the football, and he is going to have a breakout year for sure. I absolutely love what I'm seeing from T.J. Hockenson so far in minicamp, and all the reports is he's unstoppable. That could definitely be the case of the lack of talent in the middle of the field. With that said, we already know his ability, and tearing up defense is what he does. We always talked about the last couple of years is they just need to feed him more. Well, guess what, folks? They're feeding him more, and that is crucial towards his production going up. Maybe we can see him be statistical-wise up there with the best tight ends in the NFL, with the Kelseys of the world. That would be freaking awesome. And take his level take his production to the next level. And that is vital towards the success of this football team, because you invested the 8th overall pick on TJ Hockenson for a tight end, and you must give production to that player for sure going forward. SGMD says, hit that like button. Hey, appreciate you for sure. Make sure you smash that like button. Again, the more likes you get, the more chance that the video gets out. We're going against legacy media, and the concept is individuals who are YouTubers, who are content creators, have their voice heard and get that out there, because clearly the legacy media is all about trashing our football team, and we're absolutely tired of it. Regardless of wins or losses, we're tired of being a joke to them. And it is nice for individuals out there to somewhat change that narrative, and that's what we got to do here. Do you think that we sign free agent safety or stick with what we have now? Big Wes, what I think is different from what I want. I think they are just going to stick with who they got. That is my personal belief, is that that's what they're going to do. I would personally want them to get another safety. I think that is important to lock down that secondary spot, and the greatness out there to build the secondary into something much better and more proven. Right now, just like the running back core, the secondary is very young. We're looking at an extremely young secondary. Tracy Walker, young. Will Harris, not good. Young. Okudah, Amani. These are young guys. So let's go ahead and get an experienced individual out there that can help and lock down that safety position. Let's see here from John Booker. #Mike. Have any of the undrafted free agent rookies broken away yet? What do you like the most? I love some Adams. No, we haven't heard about the breakaways of the undrafted free agents, wide receivers. I have not really heard anything about that, in all honesty. I thought you'd hear a little more of Sage Surratt. I know you love Adams, talk about it all the time. But the only breakaway players that we're getting from the wide receivers right now on a consistent basis is Victor Bolden and Quinton Cephas, but they're definitely not the undrafted guys. So hopefully in training camp, when the pads are put on, we can get in there. 9 drinks. I don't know why some of these comments out there gets blocked for whatever reason, and it has nothing to do with bads. That's not me, folks. That's the system doing it. We need Hooker for our backfield. The back end, not backfield. Have Hooker in the other safety position opposite of Tracy Walker. That would be nice. Because Harris is just not good enough, in my opinion, to solidify that back end, not backfield, back end of our defense. That'd be crazy to have Hooker as a running back. Yeah, I get, people would be running towards the Hooker, not running away. So I think it's important for sure to have that on there. In there is to have a quality safety. Oh my God, let's see here. Jeff Okudah, over and under 4 interceptions this year. I'm going to go under on the interception ratio. I still think he needs a little bit more room to grow. I think he's going to take quite a bit of leap from last year, but that's not saying quite a bit, considering the fact that it was a abysmal year for not just him, but everybody else. But I do think he takes a bounce, and I will go with 2 interceptions this year, under of 4. John says, Cephas breaking out is great, but I know Williams and Perryman will get hurt. We need someone else to step up. I 100% agree with you, John Booker. We need to have these young guys step up, not just Cephas and not just Bolden, but we need to have, I'd love to see Sage Surratt get in there and kill it. I do think that Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to do a fantastic job for as a young guy and 4th-round draft pick, but it's still important to continue to develop these young guys. And let's not add, maybe a player gets released from a football team when the teams are going to 53 and a young guy gets cut that potentially could be added to our football team and make an impact. So let's look out for that as well, not just specifically on the guys that are currently on the roster. Hooker can't stay healthy, but when he is, man, he's talent. 100% Tony Smith. And my thing is, when it comes to Hooker, is Would you like to have somebody who can make a play? He may be hurt, but at least he will make a play, and he's a veteran, or rely on Harris? That's an honest question that we all have to contemplate when it comes to that. And my worry is Harris is not reliable. That's my thing when it comes to him. Which coach do you think will be the biggest impact? I know Glenn in the popular answer, but I am thinking Randall L. He's going to help the young wide receivers and quarterback. That was it. That's an interesting, because we always had good coaches when it comes to wide receivers getting coached, and absolutely will be fun to watch going forward, who really helps out a lot. How about the linebackers coach? Can he make a big-time difference? That's kind of something that I want to see, is with the talent that he has, and which is subpar right now, can he bring the most out of them? And obviously the secondary, for sure. But I'd love to see Randall L. develop these guys, because we need our wide receivers to step up. That is positional group right now. Currently, that is not the stacked group that we want the Lions to have. So we'll see going forward. SW Lions. Mike, what do you think over and under on Goff? 30 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, so 25 PPPG. I'm going to go with 23 touchdowns for Jared Goff to around 12 interceptions. I personally believe we're going to run the football quite a bit, and we're going to have issues again in the red zone. And if we do get in the run zone, we're probably going to run the football a little bit more. But a lot of these touchdowns, I think, would generally probably go to TJ Hockenson, maybe to the running backs, and a little bit of the wide receivers. But I don't think he's going to have a mass amount like we've seen from former quarterback, just because we're changing the philosophy. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because just because the quarterback's not putting up giant numbers, it doesn't mean that that's wrong to go. I mean, that means that you're running the football quite a bit more, and that's actually a good thing for the Lions. Let's see. D-Town says, if the Lions win 8 or more games, will it be because of our offense or an improved defense? I think it would have to be the offensive line and the defense as a whole. I think that would be it. The offensive line thus would be giving the quarterback time to sit in the pocket, as well as opening up holes, and the defense would have to take a massive improvement, because the defense was statistically one of the worst in Lions history. You would have to take a massive improvement to get to 8 wins, and I just don't think it's going to take that big of a jump. Going from 32 to mid-round is quite difficult in 1 year, because we don't have the talent, I think, right now in the middle of the field, and young back end with one of the positional group being safety that's lackluster. Will it take a bounce forward towards a positive trajectory? Yes, I do believe so. I think it'll go to like 32 to 24-ish, in which that may sound bad, but it's quite a bit of difference in 1 year. I'm hoping Barnes starts sooner rather than later, but I think if special teamers starts, I think Derek Barnes would probably be a starter immediately, just because of the lack of talent. I'd rather have a young guy who has developmental issues being a rookie, who can actually make plays. He's going to mess up because he's a rookie, but you know the ceiling is higher and it gives him more experience. I would rather have that on the field than somebody who is just not good, like a Jelani Tavai, who may be having issues, or Alex Anzalone, who we know the ceiling is not high. He is a guy that is a guy. So I would rather see him on the field, and I do believe he's going to start sooner rather than later for sure. And that's important for the team as a whole to get done and make that move. So, yes, if you got questions, folks, let me know. This is a time for you guys. Take my time on a Sunday, 11 in the morning, to let you guys run this show. And if you've not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And that's how we get this bad boy going. Now, I'm going to destroy your name, but Brady Athletics, Noons Ninja says, what's up, Mike? Hey, appreciate you jumping in here, man, and get to see you live. I like to do it on a time that's quite a bit different than I normally do on Thursdays, because it gives you different individuals to be able to see the stream. If the Lions make the playoffs, will Campbell be voted for Coach of the Year? Will he be voted for Coach of the Year? No, the media hates him. They don't like him. They make fun of him. They'll say it's a fluke. What I think he would be, yeah, taking a team, my expectations is 6 wins. So if he can make the playoffs, that would be exploding and destroying the expectations for me personally, for Lions fans, and the media thinking this team's the second pick in the draft. So you would have to really consider it, taking a team that has been underperforming the last 3 years, a team that got rid of their quarterback, who got rid of all their wide receivers, it feels like, a lot of players on defense, rebounded, and make a postseason run. You would have to really consider it, and that would make the hate of Detroit. Yeah, 100%, John Booker, man, he hated, too. And I love Dan Campbell. He had an interview today. Where was it yesterday? I seen it today. He was at the race, and he says, I don't care about national media. I am saying everything that I'm saying for the local media and for Detroit Lions fans. He keeps reiterating that because these national pundits are trash, and all they want to do is to trash our team and city, and specifically now our head coach, because they don't believe in anything. They're a bunch of beta males and who gets butthurt over the stupidest things. What games you going to this year? I got the Philly ticket and thinking of going to the Cincinnati one too. I haven't purchased tickets as of now, but when I do go to a game and or when I do go to training camp, I will let everybody know, because then we can hang out and have a good time. But I have not bought tickets yet. I would like to go to a couple of games this year. I think it would be fun to get back into Ford Field. Last year, not being able to go to a game, not being able to go to training camp, it really sucked. So hopefully we can this year. I really want to see Taylor Decker take the next step. He's solid for sure. Just want to see him step into that top 5 tier. I'd love for him to get that top 5 tier. I don't know if that's possible for him. Top 10, I think that seems to be his ceiling as of right now. But he's a solid left tackle, and if he continue to improve, that'd be great. But he's been with us for quite a while. We'll see, though. Yeah, I'd love for him to improve and continue to get better and grow as a fan itself, and see him protect the quarterback and open up the holes. But now having more help upon this offensive line and continuity, as continuity grows, it should help out Taylor Decker as well. Remember, it takes a little bit of time for an offensive line to gel, and we got some new pieces now, but hopefully from the start of the year to the end of the year, that does help out the growth of Taylor Decker himself, as he's one of the now oldest offensive linemen on the team. In LA, taking Son to LA game. Martin, that's awesome, man. There's going to be quite a bit of Lions fan there. Gridiron Blitz going to the LA game. He's going to have a blast there. I wanted to go, unable to do because I wanted to upgrade my channel, and that's why you see quite a bit of changes here on the channel, is due to the upgrades. Spent quite a bit of money as well as a lot of effort and time into this. So hopefully you guys enjoy it, and it's a little more professional for you to look at, as this is YouTube. This is not audio tube. Let's see here. I think no matter how good Goff does, the Lions should still draft a quarterback. Buzz of the money. They can trade Goff and grab free agents the money they save. And I have no problem with them drafting a quarterback as well. I think people need to understand, if there is a player who is a next generational player, regardless of position, there is no reason not to go ahead and take that position. I was a firm believer in taking Justin Herbert 2 years ago, and I stated this guy is going to be a quality player, and guess what? It was a mistake not taking him. Not saying Jeff Okudah is not going to end up being good, anything like that, but Herbert's ceiling is extremely high. If there is a quarterback there that falls to the Lions, that he is a game changer, I have no problem, and specifically even if he's better than Jared Goff all around. If you look at the teams that have younger quarterbacks, they're able to take that capital because they're saving money with that young quarterback and surround the quarterback with quality players. via free agency and paying the guys to keep on their roster that they need to keep on their roster, and those teams generally make some quality noise. So if that is available, I have no problem with it. With that said, if they don't take a quarterback and Jared Goff is solid, I'm not going to have a problem with that as well. Take the best player available approach. That is how you build a quality football team and a team that can compete. You have to draft correctly. That is vital towards the success. And I'm a believer of taking BPA. If we would have took BPA, we'd have Justin Herbert, we'd have Aaron Donald, we'd have DK Metcalf. That's the type of stuff that would be on this football team. Even though we had wide receivers, you would have took DK Metcalf. Even though we had defensive tackles, we would have had Aaron Donald. Even though we had a quarterback, we'd have a good one. So that is my system and belief. Just take the best player available. Hey, thank you. Hey, appreciate you, man. And I go live every single Thursday. And I try to go live on Sundays, but I go live every single Thursday at 6:30 p.m. It is a fun, interactive show, and it's not just myself, Brady. It is the panel as well, part of Infinite Sports Network. So we talk all things Detroit Lions, news, rumors, analysis, breakdown, and everything regarding this football team. And I drop videos every single day. Generally, mostly every single day. So you're getting some Lions content. You're getting that. And I'm a partner of Chat Sports on YouTube as well as chatsports.com, doing the Detroit Lions for those guys. So if you like all things NFL, check them out. And I'm on Newsbreak as well. Newsbreak, Lions Talk by Chat Sports. So if you want content, we got it here. Do you think the run game will help the receivers be more productive? 100%, Eric. And, it's a balancing situation for that. If you can run the football, guess what? It pushes 8 in the box. What does that make that good? It opens a spot for the wide receiver. So if the wide receiver can get separation, he will get open. It all depends on, obviously, the route running and the ability of the quarterback to put the football in the spot. But generally speaking, when you look at how a game is operated, if you can have a balance of one, you can have the other. It just does the scheme and everything else work in there. But yes, if that could work out, in theory, it will be that way. Appreciate your hard work. This makes Sundays better. Well, I appreciate you, crazy Lions fans, coming in here. Look, this is something I just wanted to do and give you. I can't do it every single Sunday because I do have a life. With that said, if I can do it, I will do it because I know not everybody is able to do Thursday nights. And I don't want to do more than 2 live streams a week on my channel because this is more dedicated towards videos. And I like doing videos more generally, but I like to give back to you guys and get direct questions because without the subscribers, there's absolutely nothing on this channel that's going to take place. And ultimately, you guys run the show. You guys run this channel because this is all about you. This is not my channel. This is your guys' channel. And that's why I like you guys communicating and commenting on the videos, on the live streams, because believe it or not, folks, people actually watch this, and the Lions do as well. The Lions PR just added me on Facebook, and that is awesome. But they can see this stuff, so they do watch it. So let your voice heard all the time. Just go ahead and get this thing out there. Let's see. You think Tavai turns it around this season? Report says he's slimmer and faster. I really hope so. I truly hope so because we invested a second-round pick on him. I'm afraid that it's not going to happen. My afraid is he just may not live up to it. I hope so, though. But I do think that it's not going to be the hype. I don't think he's going to live up to it, but I pray that he does. I want this team to win so bad and do so good. I want all the players that I don't think is going to do good excel. But my personal belief is he does not. Let's see here. Great question by Edward. How do you determine best player available? That's where genius Brad Holmes comes in. How do I personally determine it? You have a board, And who is going to have the higher longevity and higher ceiling as a player? Penei Sewell was my number 2 rated player in this last draft. I didn't think that he was actually going to be there at the pick that we had. But quarterbacks, I generally do fairly high. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence. But, man, if you look at Penei Sewell, he looks like he is a guy who can be on this team for 15 years. And so that's how I look at it. What player can be successful, not just for 1 year, but for the next 15 years? And so that's kind of where I go with it, and I look at the ceiling instead of just the floor. Not immediate impact, but how well can a player do for the longevity. I do generally like defensive tackles quite a bit. I love the trenches a little bit more. That's my personal belief. I like defensive tackles. I like edge rushers. So I kind of rate them a little bit higher. Offensive line, when it comes to at least the position that we need, and that was the right tackle position, possibly left tackle in the future. Quarterbacks, extremely rated really high as well. So it's kind of like where you rate it. And linebackers, I'd probably go after that. And then cornerbacks and safeties, a little bit lesser. Then running backs, kind of the back end. But I'm not like some of these people that say I'll never take a first-round running back. I would take a first-round running back if they're a game changer. If they're an Adrian Peterson, if they're a Saquon Barkley, if healthy. And if you need a running back, I would take it, even though their longevity is not as long as other players. But they can really help out a team. See, do you think that Motor City Dan Campbell interviews as much as I do? I find him very inspiring. I love his interviews. I love his transparency. He's very transparent, and that is awesome to have somebody that's speaking with an open mind, speaking how he truly feels instead of saying we got to play hard, we got to work hard, who never is out there. I like somebody that's extremely transparent and open because you get a kind of feel of what they really are as a person, and I think average people are like that as well. And so if you got something to say, just say it. You know, there's nothing wrong with just saying it. So I find it inspiring. I find it that he says things that the media don't like, but he doesn't care. That's awesome. That's difficult. That's a difficult to have that type of personality because a lot of people are fear of speaking their mind. They want to be PC, but he doesn't care, and I like it. I played in college, and the coaches that give positive attitude, you play better for Caldwell or had on no fire. Patricia was hated. They will play for Campbell. I 100% agree they're going to play for Campbell. This guy is a likable guy. He's a motivator, and he will he's put in the work already. He was a former player, so it's not like he's speaking out of his 2 points of contact. He is speaking the way that he done when he was a player, and so lead by example. I was in the Army. You lead by example. If you want your teammates to follow your lead, then you need to be the hardest worker. They see it, and they will follow you to the depths. And I see Dan Campbell as that. He's not afraid to speak his mind. He's done it before. He's in shape. He's motivating, and he will put you before himself. Those are factors that people can respect. Do you think Cephas makes the roster? I'm rooting for him because I go for Cephas instead of the C. I think Cephas definitely makes the roster. I think he'll end up probably being number 3, number 2 wide receiver by the end of the year. I think his strides is magnificent strides right now. And so 100% I think he makes the roster, almost near lock at this point. Cephas made a lot of strides by the end of the season. I stated that last year, and I felt like he was going to make a jump this year, and it looks like he's making that jump. He's in there. He's putting the work in, and you can't, everyone can look at stats and all this and that, but there's something you can't grade from like a Pro Football Focus. You can't grade somebody's mentality and work ethic. Okay, that's not a statistic that you can grade. You don't know if a player is going to come in and be that type of guy that's going to put his nose in the playbook, and on every working second, he's going to work as hard as he can to give himself an opportunity to be more successful in the NFL. per Campbell, Cephas is that guy that is putting the work in. He's working extremely hard, and he wants to put himself in a position to succeed, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now for Cephas, and I absolutely love that. I absolutely love the work ethic that he's doing. If you look at throughout history, regardless of speed, regardless of talent, there is people that has not had the most talent in the world, but their work ethic was so crazy they end up being the greatest. Jerry Rice, he was not the fastest guy in the world, but his work ethic was top-notch, and it did wonders for him. So that is the type of mentality you have, and he has. That's the mentality that a lot of us have. Whatever our work or our field specifically is for a job, if you have that mentality, you're a grinder, you will be successful. This is my YouTube channel. I've been grinding now for 2 years, fairly successful on here. Obviously, you can get better, but anyone can do anything you put your mind to. No doubt about it, and Cephas is doing that. Big Wes, do you think rocket scientists should coach the NFL teams? Personally, if you look at other players, we had Zach Zenner. He was a trying to be a surgeon. You've had Fitzpatrick. He went to Harvard. I think it doesn't matter the field you're in. It just matters the personality. He was a smart when it comes to having a IQ. Patricia was smart. Doesn't necessarily mean he's a good leader. I had a captain in my unit who was very smart. This guy was like IQ extremely high. He can talk a good speech. He can write a good essay. But in leading men into combat, he just didn't have it, in my opinion. He was not a leader of men. He was not a guy that can take a situation and be calm during an erratic approach. And it reminds me of Matt Patricia in that sense. Just not a leader of men. Not a guy that you'd follow. Smart, book smart, not street smart. 33 likes. We got 59 in the building. Let's at least get to 50 likes in here. That would be 17 more likes. That would be fan-freaking-tastic. Yes, 9 Drinks, we do have a great panel, and I appreciate you, man. He was all about buckets of KFC. He should have went on a diet, right? No doubt about it. Let's see. Hey, what's going on, Loki? Appreciate you jumping in here. Valued subscriber. What do you see of our biggest strengths and largest weaknesses going into the season? I'll do the best 2 and the worst 2. The best number 1 strength on this whole team is the offensive line. This could be a top 5 offensive line. No doubt. This offensive line is stacked. And if they keep Terrell Crosby, even the backup is stacked. So if there's an injury, we're still good to go. This is the best group on this whole team. The number 2 best group on this whole team, I would have to say the running back position. I think they're going to be fantastic. Out of the backfield, in between the tackles, on the outside, picking up the quarterback's throws as well. Stacked group. And it probably gets more stacked if they get Todd Gurley as a third down back. And let's do an extra here. I think the interior defensive line is stacked as well. Man, the interior defensive line really stacked right now, and that's great. We'll see about the edges, but the interior is good. The weaknesses of this football team, the worst weakness is the linebacking core. It scares the living daylights out of me right now. The linebackers is just, it's not to par with a quality starting roster. Jamie Collins, I think, is the best player on this football team. And then we go into questions as who's going to be there. Trey Flowers is pushing back a little bit. Can he actually work it? You picked up Alex Anzalone, Jelani Tavai. Man, it's a worrisome group. It is quite a bit of worrisome group. Wide receivers is pretty bad as well. Obviously, I think we got some young talent in there, but can Tyrell Williams and Brashad Perryman actually stay healthy? Question mark, because they haven't. At least Tyrell Williams has not. And safety position, scary. Very scared. Tyrell, when it comes to Walker, I think he can pick his game up a little bit. There is a question mark there, but Harris, downright scary. Downright scary. So I think that is the best and the worst at this point. Worst, Crazy Lions fan is on it. 100% with you, Crazy. Hillbilly Bob, man, welcome into the chat. I don't know if I've seen you in here. I love the name. You need to get an avatar, though. Get a Hillbilly Bob avatar that you'd think. Mike, you're aware that you're being live streamed on another YouTube channel called Infinite Sports Network. Yes, I am, Hillbilly. Infinite Sports Network is a group that I am a part of. I'm actually one of the founders of Infinite Sports Network, and I try to get content on there as well. Generally, when I specifically place content on there, it's not just Detroit Lions, but we have a whole group that puts content on there. So yes, I'm absolutely aware of it, and the more I can get the content out, because I'm not just streaming on YouTube. I'm on Twitch right now. It's streaming. I'm on Twitter streaming. I'm on multiple Facebook page streaming and other platforms, up to 10 platforms. And so I just want to get the content out there. Yes, it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. And my God, it was the worst of all worst. Let's see here. We need Donald J. Trump to own this football team so we can start winning. I think that Sheila Ford Hamp is actually doing quite a bit of good job there, Stan. I think Sheila Ford has done things as a owner of this football team that we have not seen probably ever. She's literally got in people that can help win this organization and been in on the meetings, been in on what's taking place, but not being a Jerry Jones type of guy. I think she is doing quite a bit of good job. Let's give her a chance for this regime. Let's see here. Well, for the starting football players, he's more athletic than me. Hey, for sure, right? I think he's probably more athletic than all of us. Sheila's a beast so far. I 100% agree. Hey, no problem, Hillbilly. Yes, she is a beast so far. But it all depends on wins and losses. But everything that we've seen so far, she's doing a decent job. But at the end of the day, we got to see how this team is, not just this year, but next year and 3 years. Hope we don't go into the season with no play Will Harris at safety. Oh, man, I'm telling you, Eric, that is the one guy I am really scared of. I am really scared of him. Extremely scared. When Sheila brings Calvin back into the fold, she's the GOAT. Yeah, and it looks like that's going to be happening too, for sure. John, just a matter of time and not if. Definitely looks like that's going to happen. What's going on, Bo? Welcome to this Sunday afternoon live stream. Having a good time, talking some Lions football, and getting some questions in for this beautiful Sunday. Also want to let you guys know on Friday, this Friday, I will be gone. I'm going on vacation from Friday to this Wednesday. So Sunday next week, there will be no stream. I will have videos made. Videos will come out, but they're not going to be breaking news. If something happens while I'm gone, I don't know if I could get on my cell phone and do it. It'd have to be on my cell phone. I am taking 5 days off and going on vacation with the family to enjoy this beautiful weather. So bear with me. If something happens, it's, there's a potential for me not to break that news. But there's other people you can get your information from as well out there for sure. And I'll be doing some collaborations with a couple of folks out there and get you some content that you guys like. We don't need... we got Big Dan. Talk about Dan Campbell. He is a big guy, man. Built like a tank. So funny is Legacy Media makes fun of him for lifting weights and all that. They're out of shape. They don't work on their physique. So they're just haters. I think TJ and Swift will pick up the wide receiver slack. I do believe they're going to pick up some slack, Corey. I agree. All of it, no, but I do think they're going to pick up some. TJ Hawkins is going to get targeted way more than we've seen from the last couple years, and we're going to be throwing the football to the running backs quite a bit. Mike, who are some of your favorite Lions from the past decade, Jim and Jim era? I have really special places in my heart for Quinn, Burleson, and I love Stephen Tulloch. Oh, man, Quinn, I love Quinn too as well. Man, that guy was a beast. And he's a very humble guy. He actually has a YouTube channel. Unfortunately, he hasn't been posting on there, but I loved him as a Detroit Lion. One of my favorites. I really did like Ndamukong Suh quite a bit. He was one of my favorite Lions as well. You know, even though he left Detroit, I loved that aggressiveness. I loved that beast that he brought to his mentality. Man, it is just, that's something I really, really liked watching as well. Who's an underrated player I really liked? I like Joique Bell. I love Joique Bell when he was on the football team. He was just a North and South guy. I appreciated that. I love those North and South guys. I love those beast players in there and getting it done. Nate Burleson's great. He is a good ambassador for Detroit Lions. At least we have somebody that likes Detroit that's in the legacy media. I like that as well. Sean Hill was a great backup. Having him in there, you know, when you needed times. He was an underrated player for this football team. I mean, this YouTube Micro Mike has made me stay a Lions fan, even living in Florida. 9 Drinks, I appreciate you. First off, I love Florida, and I hopefully, you know, the weather is not too hot during the summer. Man, I love going to Florida. Try to go at least once every other year. Love to travel to the warm states in the cold Michigan, and I'm happy you're a Lions fan representing Detroit and Florida. I want to know where everybody else is at. Did I say at? I meant else is at. We got people from all over the world, and I like to see. So if you're from a specific place, let me know in the comment section. Let's get in there. Let's see where you guys are from. Golden Tate, yes. How can I forget Golden Tate? Loved him. Do you think we're drafting a guard and a defensive end next year, regardless how well Big V and Flowers? I actually do, Bo. If we're in that position, 100%. I think defensive end, a guard, and a linebacker and safety. Those are the positions I really want to see. Man, oh man. But we got to address the linebacker position. Yeah, I think Big V, this is last year in Detroit, and Trey Flowers is last year as well. So I agree. Yeah, you nailed it right there. You're on point. Do you like our approach of building the trenches first and then drafting the skill positions next year? I like taking the best player available and regardless of position, and that was the trenches this year. Best offensive lineman, the best or second offensive defensive tackle, and yeah, I just think that's kind of how it fell. When you're in rebuild mode like Detroit is the first year with a lack of draft picks, you just got to take BPA. And if that is doubling up on defensive tackle, that's fine, you know. But next year you do BPA, but there's a lot of still defensive positions you can get, and maybe it is a wide receiver. But at the end of the day, if you rate this player high on your list and that player is there, just take it. Just take it, because even though you may have that position, you could have a guy that's ceiling is extremely high. Remember, we took Jelani Tavai over DK Metcalf, and that's definitely looking like an issue. Have you seen Lomas Brown and Herman Moore's YouTube channel? Yes, I have, Alan. They have a YouTube channel. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. They start a YouTube channel, and they break things down, and it's absolutely amazing. Grand Haven, Michigan. Edward, love it, man. Love it. I'm fairly close to you. Let's see. David in the building, he says, since we're going to need to draft a wide receiver early next year, what wide receivers are you watching for in the draft? I'm going to be keeping an eye on Treylon Burks from Arkansas. I have not done my scouting yet. I start my scouting by week 4, week 5 of the regular season, because my channel is a lot of based on post season and NFL draft. That's when I'm going to really dig into it. But I wanted to take a break from all this scouting, because if you've been on my channel for quite some time, you have seen that I do a lot of draft. And I did a lot of draft. Literally, it seemed like every day. So I take a break from it. But by week 4, week 5, ask me that question, and I'm going to really dig in deep to all the players in the NFL draft, where wide receivers, offensive linemen, everything. and I'll start making videos on that. Usually it's one video a week starting there, and when the season's over, it's quite a bit a week. It's quite a bit a lot. So we will be getting into that, and you will get that. What's going on, Don 19, also known as Don Stradamus. This guy is good at prediction. Cool summer breeze at yes, it is. Absolutely, Edward, it is. Lansing, Michigan. Shout out to Stan. Knapp says Wisconsin. Alwyn from Germany. Love the Germany, man. Lions Nation says, what's up, Mike? Well, what's up to you? We got Crazy Lions fan says, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Hey, that's where my initial specific job's supposed to be at. I'm out of Grand Rapids, but I work at home now. Kalamazoo, Michigan. Love Kazoo. Hey, I love Kazoo. Can't wait for next year. A bunch of draft picks. 100%. We're going to have a ton. Do you think that the secondary is going to have a breakout season? I think the secondary is going to get better, and breakout is much better from what last year. Now, if you're expecting the secondary to be like top 10, I don't expect that. But I expect it to make a much more improvement from last year. Our defensive coordinator, Aaron Glenn, secondaries coach, our scheme is, I don't even know all the specifics of this scheme. I don't have the playbook or anything like that. With that said, the scheme last year on defense was so bad. It was atrocious. And so everything is going to go up from there. As well as we have gotten better at the interior defensive line, giving less time for the quarterback to stay in the pocket. When you have that, it does help out the secondary. So a couple factors come into play, plus the third year of Amani Oruwariye and second year of Okudah. And it looks like Mike Ford is competing right now for the nickel spot compared to Corn. We'll see, but I do think it's going to be an improvement. But if you think in top 10, I don't think it's going to be like that. Torch Lake got you all beat. Oh, okay. I live 5 miles from Lake Michigan. I live 5 miles from there. Battle Creek, Michigan. Hey, I used to go there quite a bit when I was in the Army, to Battle Creek. Let's see, since I got in western Michigan, Kalamazoo, these cities, the west side and central Michigan are boring compared to the east side of Michigan. Yeah, it can be a little bit boring, for sure, definitely. You got more stuff going on the east compared to the west coast. But I live in Holland. I live 5 miles from Lake Michigan, and I am a water guy. I love water, so I can always have fun on the lake and have a good time from that. Tracy Walker, underrated. I think he's going to improve, too. I definitely think he's going to improve because he did good his rookie year. Last year, you just got to kind of look at the scheme a little bit, and I think he's just in better position. Let's see here. Why did it send that thing? Let's see. I know we have 2 fresh rounds in the first round, but do anybody know how many draft picks we're going to have in the second and third round? Right now, we have 1 second-round draft pick, and as it stands right now, we're going to have 2 third-round draft picks because we're going to get a conditional draft pick from the Kenny Galladay trade. So that will give us another third-round draft pick, and we're going to get a couple more conditionals from some of the players. Jamal Agnew actually had a big contract with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and that should round us up a 7th-round or a 6th-round draft pick, and potentially one for one of the other players that left. So we're looking, I think, probably around 12 draft picks right now. Big West says, why did I send again? I love your new graphics. Your show is a lot better than listening to Legacy Media clowns. Hey, thank you so much, man. Can't stand Legacy Media. They're absolutely garbage trash in a trash pail can. Appreciate you, Big West. I've spent countless hours. I've spent so much time. It is so difficult to make this stuff, and I'm not a technological type of individual. And I appreciate you guys. Love it, and hopefully, I'm continuing to improve it every single day. There's always something I want to come up with, and so it's important to give you guys visuals so you can enjoy. Mike, you said I get an avatar. What do you think of this one? I love it. That's exactly the kind of avatar I would think with your name. Shout out to Hillbilly Bob. That's exactly the type of picture I was imagining for your name. Love it. Mount Pleasant, Michigan. Love Mount Pleasant. I'm going to Ludington on Friday. That's where I'm going to be at, man. Be camping out there, Ludington. We're going to be on the lake. It's going to be nice and get in the water. I love water and getting out of technology, man. I love camping. and just sitting back and relaxing. So family first, that's, man, all facts. Family first, always family first, no matter what. And, you know, that's family first. I got 2 girls, a wife, and I tell you what, if I don't put time on them, they going to kick my 2 points of contact. I'm surrounded by women, and I tell you what, you have teenager, 15-year-old, and a 9-year-old. You don't give them attention. If you're a parent, you know exactly what happens. Let's see here. Detroit might surprise some folks this year. Whether or not the Green Bay diva leaves, yeah, he is a diva, Steven. Man, oh man, he a diva. And I do think he's leaving, though, 100%. I think that guy is gone. If you're a Green Bay Packers fan, I'm not going to lie. I'd side with Green Bay, the team itself, over Aaron Rodgers. He a diva, man. Yeah, he's talented, but get over it, bro. Remember Aaron Rodgers? When Brett Favre was there, they drafted you. So it's like, come on, man. Like, get over it. Laughing out loud, Hank Hill. And Angelo, Indiana here. Oh, okay, all the way from Indiana. Love it. Orms, Trox, and Grid will bring greatness. Yes, Trox, all those guys, man. Subscribe, and they're in my featured tabs as well, part of Infinite Sports Network. Subscribe to the Gridiron Blitz, Troxel Sports Talk, Orem Forum. Love those guys. Corey from On the Warpath. We're trying to build the empire here. And it also, subscribe to Chat Sports. Hey, we got Michigan Report with James Yoder. He is from Chat Sports, and if you're a Michigan fan, that is on my featured tabs as well as Chat Sports. They're big, man. They had 247,000 subscribers, but James Yoder could get more subscribers. It's only at 13.4, so let's get him up there. I would love to shock the world, John Perry. He says 9-8. That would be fantastic. I hope you're right, man. Make the playoffs. Mount Pleasant, Michigan. I'm originally from Flint. Awesome, bro. Awesome. Appreciate you coming in here, John Perry. Like I said, I like Mount Pleasant a lot. I hope we go 9 wins. That'd be fantastic. I do have us going 6 wins, and hey, I know that may not be something that you guys agree with, but that's just my thing here. Super chat from Eric. Appreciate you, Eric. He says, Sheila put football positions where her father never did. Yes, absolutely. She got the individuals that's played the game that not just understand, you know, the economics and everything, but understand the players, because we're not just dealing with that. We're not dealing with stats. We're not dealing with numbers. We're dealing with changing of a culture. This culture is a losing culture, and we need to build Detroit Lions culture, and that's what they're doing here. And it may not result in wins initially, but I think, in my personal opinion, I do believe the culture can be changed. And if there's anyone that can do it, Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell can do it. Brad Holmes, I love him as a GM. This guy is awesome. I love him as a GM, and came out of nowhere. First off, Troxel Sports Talk said that he would do it, and they got him, and I absolutely love him. And I think bringing in Dan Campbell is exactly what Detroit needs. They need a guy that can push against the legacy media, push against this narrative, and change a culture. If you live in Detroit, it's considered that you're a bum, right? Like, Detroit used to be a fiscally booming city, and now 500,000 people live there. All you think of is trash. That's what at least the perception is, even though it's not that. It's a lot of blue-collar individuals that work extremely hard, and it's multicultural, doesn't care, you know, what you look like. They just want a winner, and they want to succeed. So, and that's what they brought in here, and it definitely represents. Thank you so much for your super chat, man. Let's see. Hashtag Lions. I agree they're going to breakout season, but not at the top 10. I'm thinking more like the 20s and 25s. If they stay healthy, they could be possible top 15. Might be reaching, though. 15 might be. Yeah, I don't think 15 is. I'm with you in that 20 to 25 area. I 100% with you, Yayo. Love the name. Absolutely agree with you. That would be the area I would suggest that they're in. I live in Wisconsin. They're crap their pants hoping he doesn't leave. Ha! We'll see, man. We'll see. I think he's going to leave, but at the end of the day, he's 37 years old. He's a diva, and at some point, you got to put the team before yourself. If you have this concept where you put yourself before the team, how can you win? It's not like he's won multiple Super Bowls. He's only won one Super Bowl, and you got to move on at some point. One funky Lions fan says the only 3 guys that apply are Kenny, G, Davis, and Agnew. We give up our 4th next year, so 7 plus 3 compositions, 3 comps. We're going to get the first-round pick. We're going to have these 7. We already got an extra 7th-round pick. I think we're going to have around 12, and there's a good chance that the Lions probably trade players at the trade deadline. The reason I think that is because I just don't think we're going to be that great this year, and maybe they do. Maybe, even though I don't want them to trade Terrell Crosby, if they were to trade Terrell Crosby, if you're going to do that for a draft pick, do that by the trade deadline, not the start of the season, because you're still going to get this probably the same amount of draft pick, maybe even a little bit more. But at least you can kind of see how the season is going. So if it goes south, maybe you can get a 5th-round draft pick for Terrell Crosby. If it's really going south, maybe they can trade another player to, who's on the long-term contract that they don't think is a long-term player for this football team. I kind of see that. I don't see us acquiring more players and trading away draft picks. I see us getting a little bit more. I really don't see the playoffs this year, but next year the Lions 100% makes the playoffs. Knapp, I'm with you. I think that they're not going to make the playoffs this year. Again, 6-win football team, but the potential of them making the postseason next year is high because definitely Aaron Rodgers ain't going to be the Green Bay Packers next year. It doesn't seem likely at all. I see extremely unlikely. What's going to happen with the Minnesota Vikings? They're probably going to move on from Kirk Cousins next year. And who knows how Chicago is. If Fields turns out to be good, and I do think he is good, that will be our main competition. But we're talking about 7 teams making the postseason plus the draft. So you're going to build upon this year, and you're going to have another draft. The team will be much improved. Will they be a Super Bowl contender? I don't think so. Nothing like that. I'm not going to say Super Bowl, but can they make a wild card spot and potentially compete for the NFC North next year? You should. That's how you look at rebuilds. And so I see that being the case. They should be competing for at least a wild card spot next year and in competition to potentially win the NFC North next year as well. We'll see, though. From Michigan, best pizza is Frisano's. Missing that most. Man, pizza sounds pretty good. I've been barbecuing every day. Johnny Martin was my guy. MVP diva, though. I know. I'm not a fan of the diva mentality. I am a type of individual that's a team-first guy. Never been fan of divas. Yes, he's great, and he can kill it. But I just can't stand that putting yourself before your team. I'm just not a big fan of that. If you look at it, like there was issues with Russell Wilson, but he clearly, he's not as a diva as Aaron Rodgers. Or there's issues with other players, and you look at Tom Brady. He always puts the team first. He doesn't do the biggest contracts in the world, and he's won Super Bowls from it. I think if he humbled himself a little bit, maybe they would do a little bit better. Let's see here. Do you agree with trading Crosby is smart because they will not re-sign him next year? I don't want to trade Terrell Crosby, but if you're to do it, it would be the trade deadline trade. Because I think he's a valuable asset to this offensive line. My fear is if there's an injury to Penei Sewell and or Taylor Decker, that could dramatically hurt the production of the running backs and the uprights of Jared Goff, potentially relieving more injuries. If you got rid of Terrell Crosby, that would be the case. If there's an injury, Terrell Crosby can hold it down. He can hold it down for a little bit. And so is it worth getting said 5th-round pick right now to potentially hurt the production of the running backs and Jared Goff? I would rather not have that draft pick to get the production a little bit better. With that said, if they're going to do a trade, if the team is, say, 1-6, okay, screw it. Go ahead. He's not going to resign. Screw it. Go ahead. We need to get more draft picks. Go ahead and do it. It's not matter. Jared Goff ain't working out anyways. We're probably going to have a top 5 draft pick at that point, and they'll probably go quarterback if that's the case. So you have to look at it that. Or if they're wanting to get an upgrade at the wide receiver position, linebacker, safety, if they could get a starting player for Terrell Crosby, player v. player, I could see that as well. Still, I like to be on the page of being safe than sorry. Because we know as Lions fans, we've seen injuries mount up for our football team. We've seen it quite a bit. And I don't like not having that safety net. I love safety nets. I don't love putting it out there of having a guy go down and then we're in a world of hurt, and that would suck. Say we're 3 wins and 3 or 3 and 4. Would you trade him then? I still wouldn't do it because you're probably going to get a compensation pick for him if he leaves. Obviously, it wouldn't be next year, it'd be the following year, but you potentially get maybe a 7th-round draft pick if he signs a decent deal with another team. Graham Glasgow, type of deal. You don't know, so I'm safe than sorry. See Silver Lake rent some quads. All right. Yeah, man. I love Silver Lake, man. Silver Lake is nice. Been there a couple times. Absolutely. I actually went on the quads yesterday. I went quadding at a friend's house yesterday. Hell of a fun time. Went swimming, quadding, barbecue. Would love to go fishing, but didn't do that. Safe than sorry, best approach. Yeah, I'm with it, man. I'm with it for sure. But if the team's going south, the record sucks. I don't care, man. Go ahead, clean. Go ahead and make some trades. Get up out of here. Let's continue to build via NFL draft. Hey, what's going on, Detroit fan, man? Appreciate you coming in here, man. If you tell your 16-year-old quarterback to shut up and play while you draft his replacement in surprise, then you simply shouldn't be running a team. Gutty destroyed Green Bay. Aaron is acting as he should. I disagree with that, but that's okay. We all have different opinions. I'm a team-first guy, and that's just what it is. But I can see what you're saying for sure. You know, when it comes to Green Bay Packers fan, I think their fan base is kind of split. But we all have different opinions. It's okay. Let's see. What's up, sports analyst? Crapping on us before the season even started. I know, man. God dang. And crapping on the coach for no reason. Because he said bite kneecaps and wore a helmet. Who cares, man? My God. It's so stupid. Like, real. You know, it's so funny because one of my favorite coaches is...
They are who we thought they were.
I love that guy, man. When he went...
They are who we thought they were.
I was laughing, having a good time. I love this stuff, man. I love a personality. Playoffs. We talking playoffs? Man, why not? Why not just have... There's nothing wrong with the personality. Like, who cares? You know, as long as you're not, like, all about feet and doing weird stuff, weird, creepy stuff, I don't care, man. Have that personality. Have a good time. Have a fun time. We all do. We all do stupid stuff out there. Why? Like, you don't have to be a professional 24/7 and, you know, have a stick up your 2 points of contact and act like, you know, you're the greatest thing. You don't have to. You can just be yourself. Just be yourself. Like, who cares? You know, if people don't like it, just like he says, oh, well. Let's see. Spend some time in the UP. I haven't been at the UP in a couple years. Like the UP, though. I forgot the place we used to camp. It's right after the bridge. Very nice campsite over there, right by a casino, too. Let's say Goff does an amazing next 2 seasons. Do you think that he'll take less money to stay so we can keep building a better team? I think Holmes could sell that. That's an interesting question. I don't know. I don't know if he's willing to take less money. Probably not. Probably not. Generally, they want to get paid, but he doesn't seem like he's a complete diva in that mentality where he's going to hold out if he ends up being a franchise guy. But I would probably say not. Quarterbacks getting paid like crazy each year. It's like someone else is getting paid. Appreciate the channel. Might continue doing great. Appreciate you, Eric, man. I appreciate that you come on all the time. Eric is a valued subscriber and been a subscriber for a long time. I appreciate you guys, man. You guys are what make this channel great. It's all about you guys and what you guys want to have this thing going. And without you, this is nothing. Absolutely nothing. And all you guys, I value you regardless if you agree or disagree. Regardless if you hate or don't hate. Without you, there is no channel. If Green Bay should trade Rodgers, I think they should trade Rodgers. Say Ignis. Yes, Steven. That's it. St. Ignis. Yes. That's where we go. Yeah, it will be. They should trade him. I would have traded him. But that's just me. Maybe they just want to be hard. And, hey, if you're not going to play, then you're not going to come in here. I don't know what they're thinking, but I would have traded him and got a ton of draft picks. Don't show threat. You knew what I was talking about, man. That was just creepy stuff, man. I don't mind the other annex, but the feet thing, that was weird, man. That Christmas town is a trip for sure. National media is drinking the haterade. They do, man. God dang. And what was that legacy media guy who said that Detroit Lions fans are dumb because we're giving Joy grief? And you're dumb, man. Like we don't care about what you think. Go stay over there with your normal teams that you guys have crushes on. We don't care. Would you be shocked the Lions win 10 games? Yeah, I'd be beyond shocked. I have them going 6 wins. 10 would be insane. I'd be happily shocked. Man, I'd be so happy. I'd be so happy if they got 10 wins. Holy, I'd be doing backflips. And I will be live streaming every game, folks. Live watch parties. We do that on my channel. A hell of a fun time, play-by-play. So that will be coming up soon. I cannot wait for the regular season. It's almost here right now. It's the down season. June is probably the worst month when it comes to making content because it's hard to come up with stuff. You know, if you guys got ideas for me to make videos, leave that in the comment section because you start to get writer's block at some point. You want to continue to regurgitate the same stuff over and over again. So if you guys got some things you want to talk about, let me know. Let's see. Green Bay knows the team that we signed without, but it's fun watching him go. Yeah, it'll be real fun watching him go. It's nice seeing drama in Green Bay instead of drama in Detroit. Like, there's always drama, and I'm glad it's on a different football team than us. You know, they had the drama there in Chicago. They'll have drama with the quarterback stuff going on with Kirk Cousins. And now Green Bay is having drama. We don't have no drama except for legacy media made-up drama. There is no drama here. The fan base loves Dan Campbell as a whole. If you look at polls, it's like 97% love for him and what he does. There is no drama. Let's get those likes up. 5 more likes to 5-0. 5 more likes to 5-0. Let's get to 50 likes. Is it true? Is it true Joy Taylor is Coward's escort? I don't think that's the case. I'm not going to say that, man. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm not going to say that. I don't think that's true. Never heard anything like that. That seems funny, though. Project starters love those. Facts, Glenn. Well, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my Sunday. I've been on for an hour and nearly 20 minutes. If you guys get that like button before I close this bad boy out, that would be fan-freaking-tastic. I appreciate everybody that came out today on this Sunday. Make sure you guys have a fantastic rest of your Sunday. Hang out with the family, have a barbecue, enjoy the beautiful day out there, and get ready for another fun work week. And I do expect to have more content dropping tomorrow. Expect that. And if you guys want a specific content made, let me know. Not in the live chat section, but in the comment section. So if you're listening to this live, or if you're listening to this after the fact, throw in comments of the type of videos and content you'd like me to do. We will get at it, and we will have a fun time doing so. And I appreciate it. Everyone out there, have a fantastic day, and enjoy it. just enjoy the fun time. Enjoy it. Let me see if I can get my end credits in here. I got to find it. There's my end credits for you guys. Adios.